Welcome to another episode of the Anyone But Cam Offseason podcast. I am one of your hosts. My name is Frankie, and sitting across the internet from me is Cam. Cam, how's it going?
Doing all right, Frankie. This is our first podcast online after a while, and it's coming right in the beginning of me realizing that I'm drowning in schoolwork. So, pretty normal stuff.
Drowning. We're only like 5 days in. How could you be drowning already?
Because teachers have gotten to the point where they're like, oh, it's week 1. Let's make that extra hard just to get you ready for the term. Yeah.
Reading out the
fun.
week?
I guess so.
Yeah. Well, while you're drowning in work, I'm attempting to find work because I realized that I might only have 2 classes this term because I didn't realize I was waitlisted in 2 of them, and we're already halfway through the week and still technically on the wait list. So, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get right into this episode. Cam, and we'll start off with your topic this week.
Okay. So what we're going to do here is a draft, but not of anything that anyone would probably be expecting. We're going to draft skills. Now, this is inspired, of course, by Napoleon Dynamite, who's always wanting those sweet skills, like computer hacking skills, nunchuck skills, bow staff skills. And you and I are going to draft the skills that we want to have in life to, have the best life. Just whatever would be coolest. So I'm going with it, at least.
Okay. Yeah, when you brought this idea to me, I was thinking, coolness factor is one, but practicality is also very important. So, yeah, we'll see. And so we have to decide, with this draft working, we're gonna go back and forth, but we have to figure out who is gonna be the first pick, though. So I suggest rock, paper, scissors. Are you down for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alrighty.
Honor system?
Honor system, we go on scissors, alright?
Okay. Wait,
right.
do I say what I'm doing when we say scissors? Or do
okay,
I just,
we'll go. I guess we'll do it on shoot then. So we'll go rock, paper, scissors, and then we'll say it at the same time.
Okay.
Alrighty?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors,
rock.
paper.
Oh.
Oh, that's the win, baby. Woo!
You're going to have to edit that to make it look like you weren't cheating just there, because I know you were, Frankie.
On my end, I said it first, at least.
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one because I have 10 more practical skills here, and I didn't rank them at all. But just, in the workplace or in life in general, I think this might be the number one skill to have. At least it's up there. And I'm going to go with conflict resolution, because there's conflict in every aspect of life, and the ability to hear people's both sides, be able to be able to fix conflicts that you're a part of, and conflicts with other people. I think that's just such an important skill. So that's why I'd go with that one for number 1.
See, it's kind of funny because a lot of what we've been talking about on this podcast for the past couple weeks have been conflicts trying to resolve. So it makes sense that that's something that'd be on your mind.
Yep.
But I'm going to be honest, not a great pick by you, because that was not even in my big board. So you probably could have taken that with your last pick anyway. So what I'm thinking here, that now that I'm on the clock, is I'm trying to take the skills that I think you would take on my list right now. So my first overall pick, it's going to make my life better, and it could, help with other assets or aspects of my life later, and that's going to be cooking. Because who loves a guy that can cook? And that's myself. Why do you think that's funny, Frankie?
I mean, you talk about things that you think were coming across on my board. It didn't even cross my mind.
But it should have, right?
Maybe.
Everyone loves a guy that can cook, and then I can also make myself some great food, and I'll just be happy about that.
We went in 2 very different directions.
Oh, I think we did, yeah.
Yeah. Because, all right, I have the next pick then. And I went a little bit more broad on this one. I think this is where I'm going to go here between a couple, but yeah, I think going along with, I think some of these skills have some things in common with each other, but on a more broad scale, having good communication skill is, I think, super important, and that's another thing that can, in all aspects of life, being able to get across what you mean and what you want in any given scenario, I think is incredibly important. So I'd go with communication skills, being able to communicate yourself well.
Yeah, it really sounds like you just took yours off a list of business skills that people should have, huh, Frankie?
I mean, the first two just seem like very practical things. I don't know what you could be talking about.
Yeah. Well, while you're out there communicating, and trying job interviews and whatnot, while I'm just fumbling over myself, I can just make them a nice chicken dinner, and then everyone will love me anyway. So, who cares? But my next pick that I'm gonna go with, now that I'm fairly confident you probably won't want any of mine, I'm just gonna go with what I want the most. And actually no, you might actually want this one. So I just want computer skills.
Okay. Yeah,
just like,
that was on mine.
Yeah, being able to understand how to use just any random program that might come across, or just if someone's like, hey, my computer's broken, fix it, I'll be like, oh, I have computer skills, I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's definitely a good one.
Especially because the way you're going with in your life, I figured you probably want that one, but I took it from you.
Yeah, computer skill, that's a very super, that's maybe might be the most broad, that's super broad too. But yeah, let's go more micro. Something, actually this one's pretty big too, but I'm going to take maybe a page out of your book here and do something that's a bit more tangible, like conflict resolution and communication. Those aren't as tangible as athletic inclination, being able to be athletic. That's what I'm taking next. It's important to me because of my aspirations of marathon and ultra marathon running, and it's important for your health, your life, your health in your life in general. And yeah, when you can do athletic stuff, that's cool. Your life's more dope. So I'm going with like athletic inclination.
Yeah, it's pretty broad you got there, but it's a good one.
It's not that much. It's not that much more broad than computer skills. Like
that's fair. Good point. So next up, my third pick, halfway through, just going off my current theme of just stuff that I think would be cool and could also impress people. I'm gonna go with guitar. Because who doesn't love a guy that's just sitting around a campfire, just pulls out a guitar, and then just plays it? I feel like that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
It's interesting because my next one was probably going to be musical ability, but you took a much more like direct approach in guitar specifically. So just for the sake of that, I'm gonna skip that one. I think probably, but yeah, that's a good one for sure. Here's one that I know you don't have on your list, and this is something I don't think is as broad, but it's more abstract, and that's going to be emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is my next pick. It would have been my first pick overall, but I know it's not on your list, so I decided to wait until here. But it's just something that's like a value that I find to be very important in other people because it's something that I deal with on a daily basis. Just being a much more emotional person than most people. So yeah, emotional intelligence is definitely next for me.
Well, that's pretty funny because I was looking at just lists of skills and I saw that and I was like, no, pass. So yeah, not on mine. Might show how emotionally unintelligent I am. But okay. So we're coming down to the second to last pick, and I got some pretty niche stuff now, but still stuff that I enjoy with my life. So I think the next thing I'm gonna go with is flirting. It's kind of close to your communication thing, but I feel like it's a bit more, niche part of it.
But more nuanced.
Yeah, because it's not about just talking to people in general. It's, connecting with people in a way that makes them like you, in certain ways. I don't know. I feel like it'd just be, if you just look at someone, you're like, that guy's good at flirting. Like Vince Vaughn in Swingers. Jake Logan, I watched that, but you're not going to listen to this, so who cares? But, he just walks up to a lady, gets her phone number, walks away, tears up the phone number. Because who cares, baby? It's money. Yeah, flirting.
That's a good one. That's definitely a good one for sure. Something I could use as like a skill boost in my life.
I feel like everyone in our friend group could definitely use that.
That's true. Wow, I'm really struggling here with the last pick. Man, there's so many to pick from. Like, if you hadn't done guitar, I definitely would have done musical inclination here as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to just say, like, creativity, but, like, I don't know.
That's
I feel
too
like
broad.
I've gotten so broad. It's just
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna say, I don't know how to phrase this, but like writing skills, being able to write well, writing skills, being able to, going along with communication and emotional intelligence in a way, but being able to like get your point across through writing, whether that's be like more of a creative aspect, like writing a script or a story, or it's something a little bit more, a little bit less abstract, so like a review or like a paper or something. I think being able to manipulate your language of choice, English for us at least, to in a way that you can say exactly what you want and also be able to add nuances to that as well. So I say writing skills is super important.
You sound just like my lab teachers, and it triggers me. Just to show you how I'm thinking differently from you, these are the last couple of ideas that I had, and those were woodworking, mountain biking, and quarterbacking. So that's what I'm picking between right now.
Play calling, just play calling in general.
Ooh, that would be a good one too. Then I could go to the NFL. Freddie Kitchens, point two.
Point two? You mean 2.0?
No, definitely point two. I'm not nearly as good. I took the Browns, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think I'm gonna go with mountain biking because mountain biking's fun. Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's go over our draft boards here. I'll go over mine.
Okay.
I had with the first round pick, we took conflict resolution. Second round, communication. Then athletic ability, emotional intelligence, and writing skills.
Okay, and I went with started with cooking, and then computer skills, and then guitar skills, flirting, and mountain biking. That's gonna be a good life right there.
Yeah, that's true. All right, do you want to move on to my topic now, or do you have anything else here?
I mean, I think we should just let everyone listening know that we might put this out on a poll, and people can vote for whoever skills they'd rather have, and just let us know what you're thinking. What did we forget?
Yeah.
Other stuff like that.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Alrighty. My topic this week, something I was thinking about a lot recently, but it just kind of came to my mind the other day as a topic possibility. And I'll pose the question to you, Cam. Cam, the question is, what is one, small or practical change that you can make in your own life that would have the biggest positive impact for you? And I'll go first if you want some time to think about it.
You can go ahead, but I think I have a good answer.
Okay, well, I'll start off because this was my question. Not to get too deep or emotional or whatever, but I think something that I struggle with a lot is positive self-talk, or I guess negative self-talk is what I struggle with. And I feel like if I, instead of like talking down to myself as I have a tendency to do in my own head, because like you guys know, like I've said this many times, that I'm constantly like in my own head. I just mean that like there's always just something going, like I'm always just like talking to myself, and it's usually not too positive. So I feel like if I could like be able to take that voice and turn it into a more positive or more practical direction, that would help me in like pretty much everything. It would help me a lot with confidence. It would help me a lot with believing in myself of doing things. And yeah, so I think I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with is negative self-talk, and so I think just for me, it would be have a huge positive impact for me, and it's something that, on the surface is kind of simple, but it's something you have to literally practice at like all times every day. So yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know. Thinking about that for myself, like there's a lot of times when I'm just like, dang, I really regret everything that I've done. Why do I like this? But then the other times when I just think to myself, I'm just like, you know what? I'm pretty awesome, or like I'm just happy with how I'm doing myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know how big of a thing I would want that. I feel like there's another thing, just like our draft. How yours is a lot more, useful, whereas what I'm thinking is just more, I don't know, tangible, but not in a good way.
I don't know. It's different bright like different patterns of thought. I don't think either one's necessarily better or worse than the other.
Okay, just on your self-talk thing, real quick. Who in the friend group do you think has the best self-talk to themselves? I feel like there's a lot of people that are just, I don't know, really pro themselves, and then some people that are not as much. Because my gut reaction would be Jake Logan, but then a lot of times he just constantly regrets what he does.
Yeah, it's a hard one because it's like you have to read into the person, and because even if they do tend to talk more positive about themselves, you have to think if that's what they're if that's just what they're projecting outward, and that's not really what they really think about themselves. Who has the most positive self-talk about themselves? Man, I would not go Jake Logan. I wouldn't go. I'm trying to cross. I'm gonna write everyone's names out here real quick.
I mean, something that I'm thinking about right now is we got our boy J Money over here that can always be pretty confident in himself, but then he's also one of the most commonly people to ever say that they're a dirtbag and ask how big of a dirtbag they are.
I was just thinking about that. Yeah.
I mean, then there's Logan, always very confident in himself. I feel like Logan would probably be my answer right now, but who knows if it's all just hiding behind a wall of sarcasm.
Yeah, I guess I have 3 answers right now that I'm kind of weighing between, and it's you, Logan, and JP.
JP is very, very pro JP in a good way.
Yeah, it's just I don't know how JP. Well, I don't really know JP's opinion of JP. But I don't feel like he seems to be someone who gets down on himself too much. I think I would, and then based on your answer you gave a few minutes ago, it leads me to believe it might be you.
Yeah, I like JP though.
So I feel like I don't know. I want to hear from JP if he does end up listening to this, what his thoughts are. That'd be interesting. I'd probably go with JP though, just off a gut reaction here.
He's making himself some Qdoba steak for a burrito tonight, so he's living the good life.
He's using those cooking skills that you want so desperately.
Yeah, I should just ask JP, personal chef.
Alrighty, what's one change for yourself that you can make that would have a big positive impact on your life?
Okay, so gut reaction is obviously start exercising more because I'm not, and that's always sad. There's also just clean up my room and lifestyle. But I did clean my room.
It's an absolute travesty.
I cleaned my room.
House and...
It's much better. But the house is disgusting. I was walking around yesterday, and the bottom of my feet turned black.
Oh, I saw Kaylee. I saw it on Kaylee's Snap story.
Yeah, that's good stuff. But I did wash my sheets too.
I was going to say, when's the last time you washed your sheets?
Yesterday. Look at me go.
Good. That's good.
But definitely the thing that would have the most positive impact on my life is job hunting. Because I'm definitely coming to the tail end of my college career and need to start figuring out what I'm going to do afterwards. And at least starting doing that would definitely, take some dauntingness out of my future.
Yeah, that's a big one. It's a bit, because where most of us, I don't know, I guess I would include myself, although I'm not really there yet. are getting close to a transition point in our lives once again. We had a big transition point between high school and college, and now the college to post college, or just going into your last couple of years or whatever, last couple of terms. Job hunting is a big one, and going along with job hunting is just like the general question of what do you actually think you want to do post college? Like, where do you want to live? Where do you want to work? Where you see yourself in 5 years at this point? That's and job hunting, that's like the gateway to it, and it's kind of scary. I think it's definitely scary to look at that kind of stuff and think of it, because like in a way of job hunting, you're like automatically like pigeonholing yourself into this career path or whatever, whether consciously or subconsciously. It's a big deal.
Yeah, that's where I'm at in my life. It's also something I've been thinking about, just like once we all graduate and like start getting jobs, and like Justin goes to Chico, California to work for FM Global, Dylan goes down to LA to pursue his dreams of being a basketball coach. Other people might go other places. Just like, what's gonna happen, man? Are we gonna have to fly somewhere to go have our draft?
Your first thought was the fantasy draft.
Yeah, it's always my first thought. Kidding me?
Yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah, I thought about that too. 'Cause I remember there was talk, and I didn't go through on this, but I may still at some point. Just November, December weren't exactly good months for me, just on a personal note. But the talk of doing a documenting the friend group and our like final time of being really together in this college, and I still might. We'll see. I got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff I'm trying to learn. And yeah, a whole thing with the documentary is the whole point of it was to document like their final year or whatever, and then come back in like 10 years, 5-10 years or whatever, and then like see where everybody's at. And I feel like I wonder how many flights I would have to take to do that, how many different places I'd have to go.
How many different rehab centers we'd have to figure out where people are at.
Rehabs. What? That didn't come to mind, but
the over under is 2.5.
No, under. That's 2.5. Who's going to rehab? Devin. Yeah, okay.
Poor
That's
guy.
1. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you all for listening to another episode of the Anyone But Cam Offseason Podcast. I've been Frankie.
And I'm going to go do more homework now.
And we will catch you all next week. Maybe we'll even be recording the next episode together. So stay tuned for that one.
Oh boy, no one will be there to listen to it. Let's go.
And catch you all next time. Goodbye.
Peace.